Hello, Facebook. This is Jackie coming to you live. Basically, just adding to more of yesterday's comments. People around the world are facing violence, inequality, and sometimes torture and definitely execution because of who they love and how they look or who they are. Sexual orientation and gender identity are an integral part of ourselves and should never lead to discrimination or abuse. Human Rights Watch works for lesbians, gays, bisexual, transgender people's rights, and with activists representing a multiplicity of identities and issues. We document and expose abuse based on sexual orientation and gender identity worldwide, including torture, killing, and execution, arrest under an unjust law, unequal treatment, censorship, medical abuse, discrimination in health and jobs and housing, domestic violence, abuse, and again, abuse against children, and denial of family rights and recognition. We advocate for those laws and policies that will protect everyone's dignity. We work for a world where people can enjoy their rights fully. I mean, I don't know about anyone else out here, but I know I did not vote for straight people's rights. So, I mean, did you guys vote for straight people's rights? I never had a chance to vote for straight people's rights. So maybe that's why I'm so angry. Like, we keep having to vote for these rights that are promised to us as Americans, okay, that we should not have to do. I was not present when we voted for people who were straight rights. And mind you, a lot of people now believe in this conversion therapy. Yes, they're trying to bring it back. We know it wasn't a success. We know that a lot of people wind up committing suicide behind it. But some white ring censored. I'm just so angry that I have to make sure that my words make sense. To tell our youth to go to conversion therapy, which we already know does not work. The only thing it does is teach them more hate. They get depressed. Suicide goes up. And to say that transgenders are mentally disturbed, that's been proven wrong many, many years ago. So I don't know why anyone would bring up such a hateful thing that's wrong. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, public flogging in Indonesia, top 500. There are people that are killed just because who they are. It's disgusting. Some countries get rid of boys because there are too many. So what do? They maim the girls into boys. There's all kinds of horrific things happening to LGBT community. And I don't know about you all, but I'm getting sick and tired of coming up here saying another transgender has been killed. Another lesbian has been killed. Another person. We're all humans. We bleed the same. Can I get a like? We bleed the same. I don't understand why people are so hateful. You know, all these people that say they're Christians, Jesus don't need no help to do anything. On his judgment day, he will judge. So the extreme Christians, extremists, because there are some that believe in blowing up abortion clinics, but they don't believe in killing babies. There's like such double standards. And I'm not saying I'm for or against abortions. But there's such double standards that people take the Bible and pick parts out of it. And they quote it because they know these few parts, but they don't know the Bible. They don't read the entire Bible. They just read the parts that they want to use against us to alienate us from, excuse me, that was a phone call, alienate us to make us change who we love. You know, no one here wants to go in the closet. In America, we're not going in the closet. We're not going back to Stonewall. We're not going to have to fight, but we will protect our families to the best of our abilities. I would like to say you all need to get some defense training. There's all types of things we will be offering on websites and stuff like that. Listen, JVAN is Jacqueline Vasquez Advocacy Network. That means working with other groups for peaceful solutions to problems. And why can't our president, and you know, I'm still not over the fact that the president made a joke about hanging gays, or I should say he said Pence. The fact that these things come out of the mouths of the people in the White House who are supposed to protect all Americans is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. No one's talking about it. What, they had a half a second talk? That was it. It's over. We matter. Our children matter. Our grandchildren matter. And to sit here and have the audacity to talk about hate when Trump knows good and doggone well there's a lot of extremist terroristic groups that follow him. Some of them have the minds of maybe a 2-year-old or something wrong in the brain. And they will go through any lengths to follow anything that he says. And being the president, you are held accountable for your actions. I know you feel like you can tweet whatever you want, but we're talking about people's lives. This isn't a contest. We're talking about youth who cannot differentiate real from fiction. You guys are spewing all this hate, and our children are dying in record numbers because some of them can't come out to their parents because they're so high and mighty, and their Christianity tells them to throw them out. I don't know what Jesus you came from, but it ain't the same Jesus that I know. The Jesus I know accepts everyone and wouldn't dare tell you to take your child and throw them out the house to the wolves. And that's right, I said to the wolves, because the animals and creatures out there who are lowlives, who are just waiting to see a pretty young face on the street, going to have their way. You haven't failed because your child is gay as a parent. You fail if you put that child out as a parent. That's when you fail. When you put your child out because they are gay, lesbian, transgender, pandender, I don't know, whatever it might be, LGBT, I, and a Q. You put your child on the street because of him in a same-sex relationship? That's what you need to be praying about. You want to talk about Jesus? Talk about that with Jesus. How you put your kid out on the street because he's gay. Or her. Because he's gay. Many, many years, my home was an open door during the holidays for people to get meals whose family just tossed them like they were dishcloths out in the street. You know, America, we have a lot of ugly things that are going on behind closed doors that nobody is speaking on. Nobody. But I'm here today, and I'm not going to give up. And I'm going to continue to fight for equality. And yes, equality in America and Equality International. No one should be hung because they have the same sex. That's ridiculous. And the Research Family Council, for you all to sit here and say that gay people, or excuse me, I'm using the wrong terminology again, LGBTQI. For you guys to sit here and say that we are child molesters is a effing disgrace. And that's really being nice. That's really being nice because that's disgusting. We're not no dang on pedophiles. What is wrong with you? We love our children like you love your children. Churches turning people away. I called before as a courtesy so that my children or grandchildren are not hurt. In the process, I make a call ahead of time. Let them know, hey, I'm gay. Is it okay? Can I come to your church? But there's been many churches who have turned us down. Sick. They call that Christianity. We're losing good people, swaying them away from Christianity, from Muslim, from Buddha, all religion, because people don't have an open mind. Not to mention, they could have at least tried to teach the children something. You know, it's time. It's time for us to rise. We need to rise. And if that means Christmas, only children get gifts, then that's what that means. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing about transgender killing. I'm tired of hearing about lesbian friends getting beat up, jumping gay men. I am tired. When you all are sick of being sick and tired like me, please join me. Let's brainstorm. Let's come up with some solutions. We need to fix America. He says he wants to make America great. Let's make America great. Stop with these extremist terroristic groups who are trying to kill us. Do you know that we lay our people to rest? They have people that protest our funerals? Who in what country protests a funeral? But they're not doing it just to LGBT. They do it to the veterans too. I'm talking about the straight veterans. Yes, they do it at their funerals too. Straight veterans. They do it at their funerals too. That should be one of the most sacred places in the world. If you can't bury your loved one without people calling you faggots and veterans are asses and all kinds of horrific language and signs that are too gross for me to talk about on this Facebook, then that's a shame. Every American city and every American in the country should be disgusted. Just like me, disgusted and sick and tired. Westboro Baptist Church, across the street, the house was painted rainbow. Because these people want to protest. They protest at funerals left and right. It's a disgrace. You must have no human compassion in you. If you would protest somebody laying to rest their child, coming home from war, and you protest their funerals, how sick are you? We want to end gun violence, but you guys are making it very, very difficult. That global warning, you all better take that serious. United Nation, an independent LGBT person, let everyone know we are at a global crisis. And see, I'm not going to just be so quiet about it. No, we're at a global crisis. LGBT people are at a global crisis. Global crisis. Do you know what that means? for United Nations in several countries. They're purging. Who doesn't know what purge means? That means killing. They're taking lives of LGBT people in several countries. Several countries taking the lives of LGBT people. We won't stand for this. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. And furthermore, if you all hate gays so much that you would go ahead and do purges, that's a disgrace. Not only is it a disgrace, look back at yourself. You made us who we are, heterosexuals. So if you want to be on this island where there's maybe just all men, go ahead, do it. Just women, go ahead, do it. But leave the rest of us in America alone. Because I promise you, we're not just going to stand and take beatings. Not I. You come for me, I will come for you. If you leave me alone, guess what? I'm going to leave you alone. But I will always fight for what's right. And to have purges in several countries and for them to release a statement that we are at a global crisis for LGBT people, that sickens me. So many people think, in North Carolina where they have this law where if you don't want to eat, if you're gay, you know how many people were misrepresented? They were straight people, but they were told they couldn't eat because they look gay? How do you know if someone's gay? Not everybody looks gay. Think, people, think real hard. Protect your children, because I'm damn for sure going to protect my children. My grandchildren, and any children after that, my family, my grandmother, my aunt, my entire family, and I have a big family. We will protect ourselves from idiots who think that they're extreme terrorists, because that's what you are. You're not a club, you're not a group, you're terrorists. How dare you? Several countries purge for LGBT, and they're warning us in America? Well, you can warn all you want, but rest assured, Americans are able to carry guns. We're able to carry knives. We're able to defend ourselves. I'm not saying go out and get guns, but I'm going to tell you, you need to start learning karate, get some defense classes, protect your children. Because Ms. DeVos, she sure ain't. Yes, I'm talking about Ms. DeVos, the educational secretary of the United States of America. You know, the one that cuts the budget. Millions of dollars gone from our educational system, which really sucks because those are our future. If they don't get educated, what are we doing? What are we doing as a nation? People need to stop. And they need to really take this serious. This is not a joke. Google it. LGBT purge. Now, I might not be the smartest person in the world, but I know damn well that I'm not going to let any of my family members die because I'm an LGBT. What? That sounds crazy to me. And just about every state you can get licensed to conceal and carry. We have whistles. We'll send you whistles. You can walk in groups, do other things other than just a gun. There's keys that turn into knives. Yes. JVAN.Info. That's my website. You don't see any of that on there yet, but it's coming. Because this is a global crisis. And you better read. And you guys better study. And you better get it together. Okay. Yes, and I realize that we're black. And I realize you're right, Tangi. And black people being purged every day. I understand that. Maybe now other groups will start to understand what we're saying. Because with our if we put all of our financial power together and boycott it, all the people, the minorities who think they have been just taken advantage of and don't feel like they're taken seriously, if we all boycott it, and this is the worst thing I could say right now for Christmas, especially since I'm doing a website with the help, thank you, Amazon. But I'm going to tell you, if we all put our money together and not do nothing but the bare minimum for the little kids, boy, would Trump listen. Rich folks don't listen until their pockets are empty. Then they listen. There's some states black people can't even go into. What is it? NAACP said Missouri. I forgot the other one. Every day there's so much news that, I try and message people to give them updates. I know it's annoying. But the stuff I'm sending you is real live issues. Stuff that could help you figure out what's going on in this world. There's a lot of changes that may be made. And I'm telling you guys, it's more than these tweets. You keep paying attention to Trump's tweets and y'all gonna miss everything that Trump is putting together and actually pushing through. And it's a lot. Trump has pushed through more judges. The judges right before you go to the Supreme Court. He's pushed through more than all 4 or 5 of our presidents. All 4. More. That quick. Until the Democrats finally found out about blue slip. If a person doesn't want to follow the Constitution, they don't need to be a judge. And that's why Ray Moore from Alabama is fighting to be a senator, because they dismissed him. The Democrats dismissed him because he doesn't want to follow the Constitution. I can't even believe there's people in this world that don't think that women should be paid the same as men. Like this is just a disgrace. We've got some craziness going on. I think Obama, I don't care what people have to say about him, he at least brought out some issues that really helped us. I believe in judicial reform. Scary, huh? Yeah, it is. Trump wants to build a wall. Are you freaking kidding me? People are starving here in America. You want to build a wall? Build a wall around you and your family. Make the wall into a circle and see how safe you are. This wall is a joke. It's ridiculous. Do you think that's the only way drugs get in here? Is through the wall? Sorry, not sorry. You'd have to be a moron to think that. And if the president of the United States thinks that that's going to solve our drug problem, putting a wall up, he's going to be in for a rude awakening. After, of course, he spends billions of our dollars, because Mexico said they're not paying for this wall. Hear that and hear that great, guys. And special interest groups are now coming. They're coming for the Republicans. They're coming really hard to get rid of Social Security. So you guys better wake up. See, everyone thinks when it's just the LGBT, it's okay. Little do they know. If they can block LGBT people from eating, guess what race is next? I'll give you one guess. Black. Other minorities. And since when is it a crime for someone to speak Hispanic? It's ridiculous. The hate crimes, these people are getting more bolder by the day. I mean, at Walmart of all places, you're mad because I could go on and on. I'm telling you, the sickness of these people, they need to get out of our country and go find themselves a country where they can just be anti-everything. But this is a disgrace. I raised my kids to the best of my ability, and I taught them one thing. You don't hate no race. Black, white, yellow, green, purple with polka dot stripes. I'm not naive to know that racism didn't exist. What I am shocked about is I woke up after this inauguration and it seems like we're back in the days of slavery, in a sense. I don't know if anyone else is feeling like me, but this is just crazy. There was a little autistic boy in Florida. He was having some issues. So the behavioral specialist walked with them down the street and was talking with them. Somebody called the police, and guess who they shot? The behavioral special, an African-American man. You all tell me, how do I sleep at night knowing I have two African-American men? How do you parents sleep at night? Not only is it scary, it's a disgrace. Every time they leave their house, you got to wonder, is today going to be today? The judicial system isn't designed for reform. Who's it reforming when you're putting people in the hole? Who is it reforming? These private prisons that people, when Trump got in office, did you see the stock go up for the private prisons? Yep, you sure did, didn't you? Private prisons are a joke. They want to keep you there forever. They'll write you a citation after citation after citation. So you'll be in there in 100 years and you're supposed to be there 3 weeks. Why? Because they get fined. One institution was down by 1,300. They were doing great. Guess what? $3 million fine. We have to stop this nonsense. And because you have money, you can sexually abuse a child, get out on probation, but this guy next to you is black and he has marijuana on him and he's going to jail for 25 years for a first offense? Come on, you guys, this is ridiculous. I am anti-drugs, in case anybody wants to know. I don't agree with everything everybody agrees with. I have my own standards, my own beliefs, just like you should. But I don't go around and say, hey, you're on drugs. You're a mean person. No, I mind my own dang on business. I stick to myself. If someone comes to me who needs help, I will show them the right way. But I'm not there to judge them. I think the best Christian is the one that keeps his mouth shut and shows how to make it life right. I don't have a problem with people going to church. We go to church. But I don't feel like all church welcomes people. And that's sad. Because most of the LGBT people that I know have children. So you're not only shutting out the people, you're shutting out their children. My children didn't have to worry about that. Growing up, yes, they had to be in church. But when they became 18, it was up to them. You all, we are not sitting targets. We're never going to be targets. We're not going to allow this to keep going. HRC, I'm glad that you're helping our community. Please, I'm so glad and thankful. I know you're not the only person. The ACLU, glad. I mean, I could go on and on. Elton John, man, marvelous. A marvelous person. And some people say, well, you shouldn't talk so much about AIDS right now because, well, you know, people, we don't want them to think that it's only for gays. I don't give a fahootin' who is for. My brother died from AIDS. I'm not embarrassed to say that either. I love him. And the work Elton John does, not just sit up here and give some money and go away. Oh, no, honey. November 7th will be the donating to the AIDS funding. He's into research. This man is marvelous. Elton John. See, you don't have to judge people just by the way they look. He's white. So should I judge him? No. And for all the students and youth out there who are seeing this video, we care about you. You don't have to be bullied. You don't have to. There are people who will love you unconditionally. Please don't feel alone. But please make a safety plan. Don't just walk out the door if you're in school. Before you tell your family, talk to an LGBT center. Get some advice. If you need some advice, message us. PFLAG. PFLAG has a website for youth. Don't just do it alone. And if you're going to tell your parents, you probably shouldn't do that alone either. There are good people out here who will help you with that. If you are thinking of coming out and you are not of age, please gather your birth certificate, your social security card, get an ID, and any money you can. Put it in a plastic baggie, glad bag. Dig a hole in the ground somewhere where only you know until you might need that. Because one thing I know, two things I know for sure, it's hard to get a social security card and a birth certificate. So make sure you have those items before you just get put out or leave. These are called safety plans. We all must work together. Black, white, Puerto Rican. I'm sure there's 1,000 other freaking races that I haven't even seen. And I mean no disrespect by that. But if we could all get together and just learn how to respect one another, all you got to do is respect me. I'm not asking you to come and be gay. I'm not asking you to have AIDS. Respect, respect, respect. Please respect. Our seniors built this country to what it was right now. And it's time for our generation to stand up and make things better. United for a better and safer place to be in. I know we've taken 20 steps back, but we're going to take 25 steps forward. That's life. That's how it goes. This community and all minority communities, we know about struggle. So, yes, it's bad, but we know about it. We've known about struggle most of our lives. Please, please, if you're watching me, please make a commitment. Please make a commitment to help someone. Call on your grandmother, see how she's doing. Call an aunt. Call somebody just to say hi and let them know you love them. Sometimes that can make all the difference in someone's life. Call your mom. She's a nag. Heck, I've been called the helicopter mom. I'm a nosy mother. I know I am. I'm always in their business. Their business is my business. Is they grown? Yes, they're all grown. They're still my business. Because they still came out of me. LGBT, we will unite. And we will rise. And with this, I will end. We will rise. And for Trump, stand up. Speak out. Don't let anyone hurt another LGBT. You see it, you make it stop. Speak out. Call the police, yell, scream, do what you got to do. We're not taking no more hits, though. I'm going to promise you that. We're not. We're going to get organized. Yep. They started it, and we're going to finish it. Good day.